1,638, 1,639, 1,640. That's right, 1,640 sweet dollar bills. That's how much I paid in 1 year for 3 credit cards. Is that worth it? Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, my name is John of John's Finance Tips on TikTok and Instagram. And today, we're gonna talk about a topic that's very near and dear to my heart, though it's probably a little bit touchy for those of you who are not in the credit card game. And what I'm talking about is spending money so that you can spend money with a credit card. Oh, seriously, who would ever pay money to a bank so that they could rack up credit card debt? Idiot, right? Can you believe this finance tips guy is paying thousands of dollars a year to banks so that he can go into credit card debt? Like you said, idiot. Valid concerns, but that's exactly why you follow me, because I went ahead and spent $1,640 of my own hard-earned cash so that you don't have to, and so that we can sit back and really understand, is it worth it to be spending money on annual fees for premium credit cards? Now, be sure to stick around till the end of the video because I'm gonna give you my recommendation of the card that I would keep if I could only keep one out of the 3 we will talk about today. Of course though, you know what's always worth it? Having that little thumb icon to help spread the good word of this video. Now, let's go ahead and jump right in. The first card we have on the list is the American Express Platinum. This card comes in with a whopping $695 annual fee. The card comes with a sign-up bonus anywhere ranging from 100,000 up to 150,000 points after spending $6,000 within 6 months. Now, in terms of how you get the highest point bonus, you might have to go in incognito mode, you might have to wait for a particular targeted welcome offer, or the 100 to 125,000 point bonus is typically available either through just the public offer or through Resi.com. The American Express Platinum will earn 5 points per dollar spent if you book flights directly with an airline or through Amex Travel, as well as 5x for prepaid hotels. For everything else, this card only earns 1 membership reward point for every dollar spent. Now, benefits. The American Express Platinum is absolutely loaded to the brim with benefits, though I would say some are meh.
So let's go ahead and first dive into the credits that the card offers. The card offers a $300 credit to Equinox, a $240 credit to digital entertainment, including things like Disney Plus as well as New York Times, a $200 credit to Uber, which can be used for Uber Eats, a $200 airline fee credit as well, a $189 credit to Clear, a $155 credit to Walmart Plus subscription, a $100 credit to Saks Fifth Ave that can be used biannually, 50-50 a piece, a $100 credit to Global Entry, as well as a $100 credit to booking through Prime Hotels and Resorts.
Whew. Wow, like I said, a lot of benefits. Outside of credits, the American Express Platinum will also give you things like gold status at Hilton as well as Marriott hotels. Now, I would say this is a pretty solid status to be used in places like Asia, maybe even Europe. In the United States, gold isn't gonna get you very far. Maybe like a hello, thanks for being gold, but that's it. Whereas in Asia, you might actually even get upgraded and recognized for having gold status. So I think this is pretty valuable, just not here stateside. The card also offers what I believe are some of American Express's top tier benefits, which include purchase protection, return protection, and extended warranty. My favorite is purchase protection, which covers items that are damaged, stolen, or lost. You may have heard me say it once before about this card, but lost literally includes things like earpods. Say you just bought earpods, you go out jogging, they fall out. As long as it's within 90 days of purchase, you can literally file a claim with American Express saying you lost your AirPods, and they'll just give you a credit for them. That's absolutely insane. No other card that I know has that outside of the American Express family, that is. You'll also get access to American Express's Centurion lounges, which I would argue are some of the best domestic lounges, point blank, period. And what's been great is that American Express is building bigger lounges, say in LaGuardia, as well as opening new ones in places like JFK and other parts of the country. So it's great that they're expanding out their current infrastructure and network of lounges. In addition to that, you get access to what's known as American Express's Global Lounge Collection, which includes Lufthansa lounges that business and first class international passengers are getting access to. I think that's a pretty cool perk, as well as getting access to Delta Sky Club lounges. All right, so those are some of the benefits of this card. Now, how do I use this card? Well, for one, like I said, I love the purchase as well as the return protections on the card. What I think makes American Express stand out compared to the other cards that offer similar protection is the fact that Amex is both the underlying issuing bank as well as the payment processor, means there is just one level less of BS that you have to go through if you want to file a claim for one of these features and benefits. I've had return protection filed through Amex, and honestly, it's like a snap, literally. You file the claim and within about 2 weeks, they'll review it and either credit you or deny you. I think that's amazing because when you use other cards, you usually have to go through Visa or MasterCard, which is just another layer to have to deal with. And when it comes to insurance claims, the less you have to do, the more likely you're gonna get paid in a quote unquote timely manner. In addition to that, I love the Centurion lounges as well as the Delta Sky Club lounges. Actually, Boston has a really nice, I think they might have just revamped it, Sky Club in one of their satellite terminals when you're flying out with Delta. So I use that benefit a good amount as well as using the Centurion lounges when I'm flying through, especially when I'm flying through New York, connecting either through JFK or through LaGuardia. Now for the credits. The credits are pretty insane. I mean, as you can see, there are a butt ton of credits. I would argue, and most people would argue though, it's becoming a little bit like that Sunday coupon book you're getting, where there's a million different offers in here, and it's like, well, am I really gonna buy 100 rolls of toilet paper and save 10%? Maybe during 2020, that was the move, but for the most part, probably not. And so that's kind of how I view a lot of Amex's credits. They upped the annual fee on this card, I think a year or two ago, and they threw on all of these credits as if people were like, oh, look, credits, therefore it's worth it. But I'd argue a lot of them are pretty hard to extract value from. So here are the credits that I use. Every single year, get benefit out of the Uber credit. So it's $200 for either Uber or Uber Eats. I also try to pull value out of the Saks credit, which is basically getting to use $50 at Saks for the first half of the year and $50 for the second half of the year, so $100 annually. And this year, I've been using Disney Plus. If anyone watches The Boys, a phenomenal show. $7.99 a month, so Amex actually gives me a credit for 12 months. If we add all that up, that's $200 for Uber, $100 for Saks, and $96 for the digital entertainment credit. I use a total of $396 worth of credits. Now, the other benefit that I've used a lot this year are the Delta Sky Clubs. I've used them 6 times this year. If I were to just buy a day pass, that would cost me $39 every single time. So 39 times 6 is $234 of day passes that I didn't have to otherwise spend. Add that to the $396 of total credits I used, we come up with $630 worth of at least measurable benefits that the American Express Platinum has given me so far this year. So we take the annual fee, $695, we subtract out the $630 of measurable benefit I've gotten this year, and effectively I pay $65 a year for this card. So is that worth it? Well, I would say for me at this point, yes, because of the fact that I'm traveling so much through airports that have either Delta Sky Club or a Centurion Lounge, in addition to the peace of mind when it comes to making somewhat semi-big purchases with Amex's purchase protection that covers lost items, as well as their fairly generous return protection. Now, some of the benefits that I'm not using that folks might be getting benefit out of are, say, a $300 Equinox credit, or a $100 Fine Hotel and Resort credit, or the Marriott Gold status and Hilton Gold status. For me right now though, that's really not where it's at for me. So paying $65 a year for some of the peace of mind, especially on the purchase protections, I think is certainly well worth it. And as far as who this card is for, I would say it's for someone kind of similar to me, kind of doing a lot of traveling, going through places that have a Centurion Lounge or any other of the lounges that Amex has, as well as making purchases directly with airlines or through Amex Travel for the 5x point earnings, because otherwise purchases on this card are pretty meh. Again, folks, if anyone is interested though, all the cards are gonna be linked down in the bottom description box. Next up, we have the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This card comes with a 60,000 point sign-up bonus. This card is one of my very first premium kind of luxury travel cards way back in like 2016 or 17. I mean, I hold this thing near and dear. This card will earn 10 Chase Ultimate Reward points for any hotel or car rental bookings that are done through the Chase Travel Portal, 5x for flights through the Chase Travel Portal, 3x for all other travel, 3x for dining, 1x everything else. From a benefits perspective, although the list isn't as exhaustive as the American Express Platinum, the Chase Sapphire Reserve is no slouch. So this card comes with a $300 travel credit, as well as a $100 credit to things like global entry. It will also give you a $10 GoPuff credit, which seems to be some sort of delivery service for kind of small items from convenience stores, I think, as well as a $5 credit to DoorDash because you get complimentary Dash Pass with the card. The card also provides you a 50% bonus if you redeem your Chase Ultimate Reward points for any sort of travel through the Ultimate Reward portal or as a statement credit. Now, let me go back to talk about some of those benefits. The $300 travel credit from the Chase Sapphire Reserve is honestly the easiest credit to use in the industry, period, because what you do is you take the card, you swipe, and if it's categorized as travel, you get your money back. Easy as that. In addition, the 50% bonus is money. That is definitely one that I use the most, or at least have the potential to use, because I have a little bit over like 1.2 or 1.3 million Chase Ultimate Reward points, which are equal to about 2 million points if I were to take that entire sum and either pay myself back for certain categories or redeem for travel, which basically means the 1.3 million points, which is now equivalent to roughly, let's say, $13,000 worth of travel, could get me $20,000 worth of travel and or statement credits. So Chase, similar to the Amex, is a top tier travel card, meaning it's got a ton of transfer partners. Now, I can go through all the airlines, but where I find the most value in how I use my Chase Ultimate Reward points is transferring them to Hyatt. Hyatt has one of the most valuable, I believe, point value redemptions for any of the large hotel programs. That's comparing them to Hilton and as well as Marriott. Now, I'm a Marriott Titanium member and I love staying at Marriott largely because of the recognition of that, but I'm getting swayed towards Hyatt because there's so much more value to be unlocked both at the lower tier and at the upper tier, which aren't outrageous redemption. Anyway, Chase Ultimate Reward points can be transferred to Hyatt. Exactly what I did when I stayed down at an all-inclusive adults-only resort in Cancun at the Hyatt Zalera. Now, instead of paying $500 a night, it only cost us, I think it was like 25,000 points or so for 4 nights. So 100,000 points instead of dropping 2 grand out of pocket. I'll take that any given day. A lesser known benefit of the Chase Sapphire Reserve that I have just recently used is actually their roadside assistance. So every year you can get a $50 credit per occurrence up to 4 times for things like a jump battery or getting your car towed. So my car battery sadly died the other day and I ended up calling and basically they came out, sent a truck, they jump started the battery and I just charged the thing on the card and the card gives me a credit, again, $50 per occurrence up to 4 occurrences per year. And the other reason I really love my Chase is because of their ability to stack. This right here is, I mean, this is definitely more than the Chase trifecta, but there is so many complementary benefits to having multiple Chase cards in which you basically can take the points and roll them into the Chase Sapphire Reserve so you get the 50% bonus redemption. Now you can do it with Amex, you can do it with Capital One, absolutely everyone you can combine them, but I find Chase one of the easier ones, and especially the Chase Freedom Flex has really good catch-all for some of these bonus categories throughout the year that some of those other cards might not be able to capture. In addition, you obviously have your business card as well here. So the annual fee is $550. I use a $300 travel credit pretty much every single year. In addition, this year I actually used roadside assistance for a $50 credit. So I used $350 worth of credits against a $550 annual fee. I spend $200 to hold on to this card. Is that worth it? That's probably a little bit steep, but where I think it really holds value and the reason I'm probably gonna continue hanging on to the card is due to the fact that I get a 50% bonus for any redemptions done through the Chase Ultimate Reward portal, and by virtue of having over 1.3 million points, that is huge. That's effectively 600,000 or so worth of points, which you could equate to $6,000 just by holding on this card, as long as I make redemptions through the Chase Ultimate Reward portal, or if I take them against statement credits for eligible categories. The third card we have on the list is the Capital One Venture X. This card costs me $395 a year. It currently comes with a sign-up bonus of 75,000 points after spending $4,000 within the first 3 months. As far as earnings for this card, you will earn 10 miles per dollar spent as long as you are making bookings for hotel and car rental through the Capital One travel portal. You will earn 5 miles for every single dollar that you spend as long as you're making flight booking through the Capital One travel portal. And you will earn 2 miles per dollar spent everywhere else. This card does have a number of benefits. We'll start first with the credit. You will earn a $300 travel credit to be used through the Capital One travel portal, as well as you will get 10,000 anniversary miles, which is equivalent to about $100 every single year for just holding the card. Capital One also has started building out their own lounge infrastructure, and so you'll get access to Capital One lounges in addition to kind of the fit and standard priority pass lounges. You'll also get a $100 credit to global entry. Now, what's really cool about this card is it allows you to add free authorized users. That is really, really cool. Why is that really cool? Because authorized users can get their own priority passes. Those priority passes typically have a guest limit of 2. So if you're a big family, you have more than, say, 2 people with you, not everyone can go into a lounge. However, if you add someone as an authorized user over the age of 18 and they get their own card and they get priority pass, they can bring 2 more guests, which is absolutely insane. There's actually no other card out on the marketplace that's readily accessible that offers this. The last one was the Chase Ritz-Carlton card that gave free authorized users also access to priority pass. Since that card has kind of come and gone, there's really nothing else on the marketplace. I know technically you can still get the card if you do an upgrade from, I think, a Chase Marriott, but most people aren't gonna go through that trouble. So the Capital One Venture X is the only card that allows for this hack, and I think it's absolutely incredible. So how would I actually use the card? Well, I would use the $300 travel credit through the Capital One travel portal, as well as I would use the $100 anniversary credit I get every year. So effectively, I would get $400 worth of benefit from the card. But wait, did you remember? The annual fee of this card is $395. Guys, I get paid $5 to hold this card. It's absolutely insane. So I guess this one is a -5 because I get paid $5 for it. And this card is definitely one that I'm hanging on to. Now, that wraps it up for the 3 cards. Additively, at its surface, I would pay $1,640 for all 3 of these cards. But as you can see, this is John's Finance Tips. We don't pay sticker price. When you actually kind of factor in all the different benefits and credits, we pay way less than that. For the American Express Platinum, we don't pay $695, we pay $65. For the Chase Sapphire Reserve, we don't pay $550, we only pay $200. And for the Capital One Venture X, we do not pay $395, we get paid $5. Now, what a lot of these cards do have in common is the fact that they are premium travel cards, so they're geared towards travel. So all of these cards are gonna give you Priority Pass Lounge Network access. They're all gonna give you a global entry credit. So if I were to start over and I could only have one of these cards, which one would it be? If you guessed the one that pays me $5, aka the Capital One Venture X, you nailed it. See, for the American Express Platinum, it's a nice card, but you're working a little bit and you have to travel in a particular way to really pull out those benefits. The Chase Sapphire Reserve, I love the Chase Sapphire Reserve, but I definitely know the 1 million Chase Ultimate Reward points is swaying me to hang on to the card so that I get that 50% bonus redemption value. And so if I was starting completely over, the Capital One Venture X is my go-to card because it is paying me and it's still giving me all of the premium travel benefits, the lounge access, the expedited entry into America or TSA pre-check, the transfer partners, like I'm getting all of that and I get paid. It's insane that a top tier card would offer it. So folks, appreciate everyone making it to the end of this video. If you're interested in any of the cards that I talk about, link is down in the description box below. Please let me know in the comment section though. Do you have any of these cards? And if you were in my position, which one would you pick? Until then, I will catch you all next time. Peace.